and passionate leader in Dr. Shafiq Ahmed, followed by myself, Mir Mujahid Ali, and Mr. Farhan Ahmed Hashmi as vice presidents, and our very dedicated General Secretary Shahid Mohiduddin. And then we have a very committed, dedicated team of volunteers and executive members who are all trying their best in their life to, no doubt, work in their own domains and also give back to the society in whatever capacity possible. We have initiatives in the last this chief, and we have delivered these initiatives. For example, is like offline workshops to boost professional skills. We conducted industry-tailored skill building sessions, job seeker programs, subject matter expert meetups, a webinar with specialists from diverse fields on different topics, which is the need of the hour. For example, the today's topic. These are some of the screenshots, some of the highlights from our event, which we conducted early this year for a job seekers orientation program, where we gathered subject matter experts from different fields, and especially the new freshers and joiners and who people who are looking for jobs, they gathered and they benefited from this initiative. We also did a lot of food drives, especially we conducted 2 or 3 food drives this year, especially during festive occasions, where we tried our best to contribute and to celebrate the occasions with less privileged people who find themselves in difficult situations. We tried to help them with various possibilities and also join them for food in whatever capacity possible. This is also one of the sessions we conducted early in the middle of this year, where we gathered parents and students to give them and to display to them opportunities which are offered in Saudi Arabia for medical and engineering fields, this also showed up a very good audience. And one of our recently conducted program was one of our dream projects, Future X, and we just successfully delivered this with the help of different school principals and school leaders who joined us in this initiative. Especially special thanks to Yara International School, who offered us to host this event in their premises. And we received very positive feedback from all the parents and students. And based on their positive feedback, we also plan to come back with this initiative next year as well. These are some of the screenshots and some of the highlights from this event, where we had the initiative for the purpose or the idea behind this was to provide another platform for students, even though the schools are conducting their own programs, but still giving them various options and multiple opportunities only enhances their skills and builds their confidence. So that's what we try to achieve, and we are really happy and satisfied on the feedback we received from the school principal and the students and the parent community. We have a couple of media channels. Our programs and our coverage is published in various media channels, naming like it happens to come in NRI forums in Saudi Arabia, back home in different states is covered by different press releases. So these are some of the glimpses from that. And these were some of the initiatives which we achieved, Future X, study opportunities. Our next initiative this year, before we end the year on a positive note, we also plan to initiate and launch our IIPA Readers Club, where we also plan to engage with already existing platforms from different schools and organizations so that we come together and bridge the scope and bridge the boundaries and offer multiple opportunities for the students. We believe at IIPA that with a little effort from each and every individual who is contributing, we can make a world a better place to live together. So these are some of the QR codes which are there on the screen. On the left side is the QR code for joining our IIPA membership, which will link you with our IIPA official WhatsApp group, where you will get daily or anyway, you will get often updates about our next initiatives and programs. On the right side is the QR code for the volunteer form. Who is interested, who think they can contribute back to society productively, they can for sure fill this form on the right side as well. And our team will get back to you with possible voluntary opportunities. So with this, we need to move forward. And while we move forward, let me take this honor and distinct pleasure to introduce our speaker for today, an esteemed expert in the field of cybersecurity, my colleague, my friend, and our member in IAPA, Vice President Mr. Farhan Hashmi, who brings a wealth of experience and insightful perspective on protecting ourselves and our communities from the ever-evolving threats of this digital age. I now invite Mr. Farhan Hashmi to please take over the session and enlighten us with the importance of cybersecurity in the world we are living in today. Mr. Farhan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mujahid. I hope I am audible, everyone. Please give me a one for all those who can hear me good.
We can hear good, Mr.
Give me a
Farhan.
one.
It's crystal
You are
clear.
audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
We can hear
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the people joining us from across the globe. It is an excellent opportunity for us today to learn how we can protect ourselves from the cyber criminals, I would say, and how we can secure ourselves. So before we start, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, Farhan bhai, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. So my name is Farhan Ahmed Hashmi, and I'm a certified innovation leader, and I do consultancy and product development and management for cybersecurity and cloud services in a leading telecom company here. And I see on a daily basis the way people are suffering. And based on that, I had a quick discussion, and we came up with the idea of spreading this awareness for our people in general and students as well as the professional community. And last week, I believe we had a session in the Yara school also, and we were able to address the students, especially teenagers, boys and girls separately. So for every audience, we tend to present the content based on their persona, based on their type and their interaction with the internet. So today's session is focusing on the adults, I would say, and how we can keep ourselves safe. And hence goes the title of Click Smart, Act Smart, and Stay Secure. Excellent. So, Mr. Mujahid, do I have 3 hours today?
Unfortunately, we don't have that time luxury. I wish we had, but yeah. So you have for around 35 to 40 minutes for Anvi.
Excellent. Excellent. So I initially asked for a longer duration, but keeping in mind a weekend and also, people's time to relax on this day, I had to shorten my presentation, and I'll try to wind it up within 35 minutes. And I need all of you to please focus with me and interact for the best output of the session. All right, so let's start. So this particular session, like I mentioned, we will wind it up within 1 hour along with the question and answers. And this is for everyone, for all levels. So it is not only for professionals or IT professionals, it is for general public at large. Now, how many of you have an email address? Please put a 1 in the chat box. Excellent. Right. Good.
I
Nice.
think in today's world, everybody is having the email address.
Yes, and this is where the problem starts. Okay, and how many of you are on social media? Please give me a 2 in the chat box. Nice. How many of you do online banking? Give me a 3 in the chat box. Yeah, so good. So I'm addressing the right audience today. Yeah, I like the 1, 2, 3. So excellent. This is the right audience, because if you are not there, there is no point understanding how to secure yourself in an area where you are not there. Clear? So let's start. I will try to be prompt and to the point here. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat box, and we'll take all the questions at the end. Let's start. So why does cybersecurity matter? So you can see that there are 4.1 billion data records which are exposed only in 2024. Are you one of them? We will come to know very soon. 90% of the breaches, they start with phishing. What is phishing? I will talk about that. Now, this could happen to you. Your email account can be hacked, your bank account can be compromised, your identity can be stolen, your personal photos can also be stolen. So let's try to understand why this matters. The first thing we were talking about is phishing. So what is phishing? Phishing is basically somebody sending you an email or a message, and he is posing to be somebody you know. He can be your boss, can be your friend, can be your spouse, but it is not them. They are posing as one. So it is a fraudulent attempt to trick into revealing some sensitive information of yours, or to click on something which will download something in your mobile or your laptop. So the breaches which happen, 90% of them, they happen through this wrong click. And we will be talking about how to look into that. So why is it so effective? Number one, I can imitate an email address of somebody who you know. It can be your boss, it can be your CEO, it can be your spouse, it can be your child. And I can ask you to, for example, download a picture, an image or video, or click on something. And you will blindly go for it because you think you know them. Then what happens is, when they come up with a promotion, so there are sometimes promotions which are too good to be true, and they will tell you limited time, exclusively only for few people, act now, discount will be, discount will disappear. So these are the type of things which they push you to do. Then they will always target your emotions. They will put you into a greed or a curiosity or a fear. There is a huge number of arrests, online arrests going on in India, to the extent that even the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, had to come online, and he had to tell people that there is no such thing as somebody asking you to come on a Zoom or a Meet link, open the video, and then they ask you not to leave the screen. This happened last week with a lady in Bangalore, and she lost almost 3.4 crores. So we need to be very careful when we talk about, when we understand what are the type of tricks these people use and how not to fall prey to them. Now, the way these people work, and I'll be very honest and blunt here, why do people spend so much energy, time, and efforts to trick people? Because it is a very lucrative business. They make a lot of easy money, and even if they try to attack or make 100 people their victims, and even if one falls in their trap, it is worth their while and worth their effort. So we need to make sure that we are not the one. Now let's talk about the red flags. Like I mentioned, whenever somebody approaches you through an email or a message, and if they use the words like act now, immediately, soon, right now, these are the psychological tricks they use to trap you and make you act without thinking. Then there will be never people asking you for passwords. And I would also add OTPs over here. Nobody will be asking you for passwords and OTPs. So you need to be careful even in an email. Links can be very suspicious. So whenever you find a link from a suspicious email, immediately delete that email. Or you can hover on the link and you can see that they will be not from the bank or not from the companies they claim to be. There will be spelling errors in the messages, in the emails. And if you find something not very, properly drafted, it is for sure. One of the things with all the scammers, in fact, as I was preparing this presentation yesterday, I got a call from one of the scammers. And he could not speak English properly. And he was saying, I'm calling from some bank, which happens to be a multinational bank. And it was very evident, very clear that number one, he did not call me on my phone. He called me through Google Meet. And then he was not speaking professionally or properly. So you can easily make out. Don't ever cut them any slack. Don't give them any benefit of doubt. And don't cooperate with them. It's a very funny incident that yesterday I got 3 scammers calls while I was preparing this presentation. And it's a very rare coincidence. I got a call, somebody pretending to be from the Saudi embassy in Washington, and it was a number from US. And if you call back that number, it will play a sound saying, thank you for calling the Saudi embassy in Washington, USA. So you need to be careful. These people are getting smarter day by day, and they are using AI. They are using generating images, generating text. So you need to be very careful while dealing with these type of scammers. So like I mentioned, what you should do, if you see these red flags, you don't click or download any attachments. If you are using a company device, you report it to your IT. If you are using other service providers, you report to them and you immediately delete it. If you even have to verify, for example, I got this call from the embassy in Washington. I had to verify that. So I went onto the website and I checked the number, and that was not the number. So I can verify if it is the right people or not. So you need to be very careful about this. Now, let's go on and do what to do here. So when you see, and you see those red flags, so the way I have structured this presentation, and I forgot to tell you earlier, is I don't want to speak a lot on what cybersecurity is, what is the technology behind. In fact, yesterday I made a presentation and it was a highly technical presentation. I decided to make something from scratch without any technical jargons, without any technical terms, and to make it very easy to understand. And rather than giving you awareness and knowledge of what cybersecurity is, my focus here today is on an action plan. What can we do ourselves individually to save ourselves, to safeguard ourselves? So it is good to know a lot about the technology and the domain and stuff, but at the same time, we should first know, as a normal user on an internet, people who have phones, who have iPads, who have tablets, who have laptops, computers, how we can protect ourselves. So that is the basics I have covered today. We'll be talking a lot on action items. It is an excellent idea if you guys take notes, and if you have questions, we can also take it up after the session. Excellent. So moving forward. So what to do if you spot these red flags? You report the email as phishing. There is always a button called phishing. Delete the email, contact the organization directly, use the official website or phone number to know, and verify before taking any action. What you don't need to do is don't click any link in this email. Don't download any attachments. Don't ever reply with your personal information. Nobody will ask you for your Aadhaar card, passport, or anything. Don't call any numbers in that email, and don't forward that email to anybody. Right? So like I said, nobody will ask you for your password or credit card number or personal information via email. Never cooperate with these type of people, no matter how legitimate they pose. Excellent. Yeah, so somebody mentions here last week they first dollar, then $20 online. Okay, nice. So that is happening. There is people getting scammed online. Now, second term we are talking about after phishing is ransomware. What do you need to know? Anybody heard of the word ransomware? Show me a one in the chat box, please. Has anybody heard of the term ransomware? Excellent. Good. I hope you are not a victim of it because it is a very common thing nowadays. Clear. So when we talk about ransomware, it is basically some sort of a software which gets installed in your computer by clicking on any link or any malicious link or visiting any website or downloading any application. So we need to be careful. What happens is this particular software, when it gets downloaded, it will hijack your device, your laptop, your mobile, and then it will ask you to pay money to release your device. So your device will get, and they will ask you to pay in Bitcoins, usually in cryptocurrencies. So you have to be very careful. These type of attacks we will be talking about in the slides further, how we can protect ourselves from such sort of attacks. So what happens is you will receive a phishing email or you will get a link to visit some website. A malware downloads in the backend and it installs on the device. All your files get encrypted and a random note appears demanding payment. This happened to a Shamoon virus was very popular here. It happened and it affected majority of the computers in Aramco. And then there was another round of attack called Shamoon 2. So you have to be careful on this. You will lose all your important files, your photos, your business operations will get disrupted. You will lose a lot of money for ransom and recovery, and your personal data can also be stolen. How many of you use your office laptop for your personal emails and save your personal documents on your office laptops? Give me a one in the chat box, please. Yeah, yes. Excellent. This is another thing I need to tell you. If there is an IT manager in this group, he will also tell you. They have access to all your documents, which is on your laptop. So you have to be careful. Even if your company comes under attack, your personal information goes out. Your pictures, your documents, your passport copies, Iqama copies, whatever, they all get leaked. So I would suggest nobody to use official laptops for their personal use or store personal documents on them. Next, let's go on to the data breaches. So you know what data breach is. You have people, you are responsible for managing a list. So for example, if you are a teacher, you are responsible to manage a list of all the children, their father's name, their mother's name, their mobile number, their email address, maybe their ID numbers, passport numbers and stuff. And if you are not careful, this can be leaked. And it happened in one of the events. One of the communities was hosting an event, a major community event of 3,000 people. And the organizer got the registration done, and they were not very diligent in protecting that data, and that data got leaked, and it had all the family information, email address, passport numbers, and everything of the people. So you can understand how big of a challenge it can be if you are not diligent with the data you have. So we'll be talking about how to do that. So there are a few examples here where emails and documents got exposed. For example, from Microsoft, 30,000 plus organizations got affected. Equifax, 147 million people got affected. Their addresses were exposed, their birthdays, their social security number. And Yahoo, back in the days, 3 million accounts were compromised. It took years to discover. So you need to be careful and diligent. Like I said, 4.1 billion records exposed in 2024 alone. And I can guarantee you, if your email you're using is more than 3-4 years old, I can prove it to you right now that your information is already out there in the dark web, in the deep web. And we will come to that in the further slides. Quick question on the chat box, please. Tell me, when was the last time you changed your email password? If you can tell me, when was the last time you changed your email password? Your Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo? Excellent. We have somebody from 5 years, from 2 months, 3 years, last month. Okay. 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. Excellent. So we have interesting mix of replies, and we need to see, especially the ones who did not change for a long time. I will come back to you now. So what are the information at risk? Whenever your data is breached, your email addresses and passwords get leaked. Your social security numbers, credit card information, home address, phone numbers, Aadhaar card details, passport details, birth date, personal detail, medical records, financial account information, they get leaked. So if you want to protect yourself, you need to use a unique password for each account. Give me a yes for all those people who have a different password for every account, and a no for those who use one password for all their accounts or most of their accounts. Let's see, is it more of yes, is it more of no? Because one of the challenges, who will remember all so many passwords? Nice, it's a good fight.
There is single sign-on option which can be used SSO.
We will take the questions in the end. Please don't unmute and speak in between. Everybody will get a chance. Clear? So, excellent. All right, so let's talk about how to protect. So we discussed you should have a unique password for each account. You need to enable multi-factor authentication. We'll talk about this also. For all the important accounts, you need to monitor your credit reports. Check if your email was in a breach. We will talk about that also. You need to use a password manager, and you need to keep your software updated. Now, how do you make a strong password? Because the whole game is, see, 81% of breaches evolve because of weak or reused passwords. Can somebody guess which is the most common password in the world? In the chat box, most common password in the world. Yeah. Excellent. Some of you got it. Most common password in the world is PASSWORD. Yes. Nice. So imagine how predictable it is. So let's go next. Let's talk about the quick tips. So your password should be 12 plus characters. Keep it long. It is difficult to do that. You need to mix your uppercase, lowercase numbers and symbols. Never reuse passwords across different accounts. Avoid personal information like birth date and name, and change passwords every 90 days for critical accounts. And you can use a password manager, or you can also use single sign-on to have this easily done. Excellent. So now when we say, I will also give you a hint on how to make. So this is if you make a very complex password, like somebody just shared here, it is very difficult to remember them. So let me give you a small technique. By the way, I charge $100 to tell this to my clients, but let me tell you this, easy. You make a sentence, right? For example, you say, for people living in Riyadh. So for example, you say, I came to Riyadh in January 2010. So this is a sentence. I came to Riyadh in January 2010. Now you make a short of it. I take the first alphabet from each word and you make a word out of it. I, C, R, J, 2010, right? And you add, instead of A, you can write at the rate, you can put a star or a full stop in between, exclamation mark. So what happens is, once you make this passphrase, you can always use, for example, if you are using this on Yahoo, say Yahoo star passphrase, Google star passphrase, or instead of Yahoo complete, just say Y star or G star and use the passphrase. So in this way, you will also remember your password, and at the same time, you will also have a different password for each. For those who already do such a thing, it is excellent. For those who are not yet doing that, I would encourage that you have such a method of doing it so that if your password gets leaked in one of the places, it does not get all your accounts don't get compromised. All right, let's move on. In the interest of time, we already mentioned about the unique passwords. We already mentioned what are these. You can also use password managers. For example, Bitwarden is one of them, where you can have all your passwords stored in one place. You need to just remember one master password. But I will not encourage you to use this for financial transactions. You can use it for your emails and social media. Now, multi-factor authentication is something which is very critical. How many of you are using multi-factor authentication, multi-factor authentication? Please write MFA in the chat box. Good. So we have quite a few people who are using multi-factor authentication. Excellent. Mostly the offices force you to use MFA because they know their data is very critical and they don't want their data to be leaked because of a mistake of any employee. So what happens? What is a multi-factor authentication? Usually you have a username and password, you click enter or sign in and you get into the account. But with a multi-factor authentication, you have another layer of authentication, like an OTP. So whoever who logs into the bank accounts, they use OTP. OTP is a part of multi-factor authentication. Similarly, there are authenticator apps called Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator. You can use those apps and you can set up your multi-factor authentication on all your accounts. So even if your username and password gets leaked, they cannot get into your account because the authenticator app is with you. And you know, one of the major challenges today is to hide your OTPs from people. So if you hide your OTPs from people, you need to be very diligent and smart. There are three-way phone conferencing techniques also being used. There are different ways of spoofing and copying your SIMs to do the OTP. So you need to be very careful with your OTPs. And if you can not have an OTP and an authenticator app, it is even easier. In fact, as per the new regulations in advanced countries, OTPs are obsolete now. As per the new regulations, OTPs will not come through SMS anymore. So that is addressing this from the root itself. Anyways, in the interest of time, let's talk about backup. So you should always have a backup of your data. You should have 3 copies, 1 original and 2 backups with 2 different medias, 1 external drive and a cloud. And you can always have something on-site and off-site. What happens is when you get a ransomware attack, when your data is encrypted in your laptop, you always have backup to recover your data. So you don't need to fall prey to the to the criminal, the cyber criminal, or you don't need to pay them. If somebody does a ransomware attack on you, you already have your data backup. You clean up all your machines, uninstall everything, and go back to your data set. You are safe. You don't need to pay anybody for that. So that's why having proper data backups is another very interesting way of dealing with the ransomware issues. Like I said, backup, you can do it online. You can do it through local external hard drives, and you can have it done timely in order to keep your backups updated and ready. Now, let's talk about software updates. That is another thing. People don't update their softwares. They don't update their operating systems. They don't update their Androids or iPhones or iPads. And that is where mostly, if you don't download those patches, you are vulnerable to those attacks. So the patches are deployed because of the reason that they know that there is some vulnerability and they are fixing it. So you need to always keep yourself updated when it comes to your softwares, your applications, and your operating systems. These are some of the ways of how you enable automatic updates on Windows, on iPhones, on Androids, on Mac, whatever you're using. Always enable automatic updates. Do it in the middle of the night, so it's an off time, it's easy, and it is done. Another very important thing, like we talk about the links, is you should have HTTPS. You should always look at the bar and you should check for HTTPS links. This is what will help you understand this. Now, why HTTPS matters is because this shows that these are the websites which are reliable, they are secure, and you can use these websites to enter your credentials. Use VPN when you are in a public Wi-Fi. So whenever you are hooked up to Wi-Fi at the airport, at a bus stand, in a hotel, you should always, number one, I would not recommend you to do any financial transactions or any sort of things in public Wi-Fi. And even if you have to do that, you should always try to use a VPN to keep your connection safe and secure from any such sort of breaches. Now, let's talk about safe browsing. So we have to repeat a few things here where we are talking about suspicious site. If there is an offer which looks too good to be true, it is not true. And I will also prove it to you in some time. At the same time, we also need to look at our browser that needs to be updated all the time. Most of the people I've seen are use browsers and they don't update them because when there are vulnerabilities, the manufacturers already, the mother companies, they always put patches and you need to update them in order to protect yourself. Cookies is another thing you need to be careful. You need to keep clearing your cookies regularly. There is a reason why they ask you for cookies, downloading cookies, because the government does not allow, the regulation does not allow people, the companies to install cookies in your browser, in your laptops, in your phones. So they have to ask you, and you can always decline. And it's my common practice. I decline cookies, and you can always clearly clean or remove all the cookies timely so that you don't have any cookies installed in your browser. Good. So let's move on to the action plan. So as an exercise, let's talk about the action plan for week 1. When we talk about action plan, like I said, it is good to know everything, but today our focus is what should we do and what can we do to avoid being a victim in the cyber world. So first thing is you need to check. There are websites here where you can check if you have been, if your credentials, your email address and password has been leaked or not. So for this exercise, I will ask for some volunteers. Can somebody share with me their email address, which they have been using for a while? Let's see if it has been leaked or not. Can you see my screen here? This is the website, Have I Been Pwned? Now, I would like to see some email address. Where is the chat box? Okay. Who is brave enough to share an email address for us to check? Excellent. Let's start with this email. Let's see if this email address. Where do I copy? So see. Okay, this is one email. No. Oh, I copied the link. Okay. Can you see my screen here? Have I been pwned? Okay, good. Let me take one of the email addresses from the recent dimpal1022@gmail.com. All right, let's try this one. dimpal1022@gmail.com. Let's see. Here we go. Check. Excellent. No data breaches on this ID. Very nice. Let's see some other one. Why am I not able to? Hashmi.hafsa89@gmail.com. All right, let's try this. HAS dot 89. Let's check this one. Excellent. You have two data breaches here. So your username and password has been breached in 2025. And see here, October 2020, you used your credentials in Big Basket. Big Basket, from there, your date of birth, your email address, your IP address, name, password, phone number, and physical address. All of this has been leaked in the dark web. Now imagine all of this data of yours is out there and people know this. Where did it go from? From Big Basket. It's very simple. So you need to be very careful. Go ahead, change your password immediately, and you need to protect yourself. Let's take another example. Is this fun or not? Let me Aqib Khan 845. Oh man, these are all. I need to copy one of them from here. Okay, let's try this one. MM. The chat box keep running. I need to look for something. Okay. Sagar Bangi@gmail.com. All right, here we go. Sagar. All right, let's try. Let's see. Sagar. 0 data breaches. Excellent. It looks like a new email. It's not yet done. Let's try one more thing. Noor Jahan KP235. 235. So guys, this is a free website. One data breach. You used this application, Super VPN, and your device information, your device serial number, your email address, your geographical location, your IMSI number, and your login histories. All of this is already out there in the internet. People know this. So you need to be careful how your data gets breached. I'm still trying to get something which is an old email so that we can see.
If you don't mind, Farhan bhai, you can try yours because you are getting daily calls from scamsters. Maybe the
Mine
scamsters.
is the most breached. Mine is the most breached. Let me show you.
Yeah, I feel so because I feel they have access to your bank account balance
No,
amounts.
no, this is my email address which I don't use. See, 21 breaches. I have this email
Wow.
for almost 20 years now, and I have 21 breaches on this. I keep changing my password. Look at this, my email address, password. See where my email got leaked from? Do you guys recognize this?
Wow.
And what went out? My email address, my name, password, phone number, physical address, and purchases, what I bought. All of this data is there in the dark web to purchase as of July 2024.
So this shows us that even though like coming from a cybersecurity background, Farhan bhai, there are high possibilities that data can be breached from various platforms, but we need to be vigilant
Exactly.
and be careful and aware.
That's why you need to keep changing your passwords. See where did my thing go?
Sorry to interrupt,
This is
Mujahid
LinkedIn.
bhai and Farhan bhai. I think
Yeah.
we're short of time, so
Excellent.
I request.
Excellent. I just wanted to show that this is one ID which I use only in social media, and it has been leaked for so many places. And you need to understand how vulnerable it is. So if you believe that you are safe, it is not the case. Please check yourself and update your passwords very regularly. Let me come back to the presentation. I already got display setting needs to change. Yeah. Excellent. I already got a time check. Thank you, Azmat bhai, for this. So let's go here. Step number 1, like I was mentioning, you need to go and check on this website. And then you need to enable multi-factor authentication on your email. Then you need to change your most important password, start with the banks and social media. Then you need to download an authenticator app, install the authenticator app. If you want to use a password manager, you can use that, else you can use the technique I told you. And you need to enable auto updates. All of this will not take you more than 30 minutes. Just do this in the first 30 minutes. You will be better than 90% of the people on the internet. So action number 1, check multi-factor authentication. Action 2, change your important passwords, download the authenticator app, download password manager if you want to use that, and enable auto updates. Let's go to the next plan. Week 2. So once you are done with this, you are covered 90%. When you go to week 2, you need to choose your backup solution where you want to back up your data. If you want to purchase an external hard drive, it's even best. Especially people who are in the world of crypto, they should have. I had my Trezor over here. Probably I kept it inside. So you need to keep all your private keys, public keys, all your cryptos in a stick which looks like this. You don't keep it on any device. You don't keep it on any mobile. Similarly, you have to configure your daily backups. You have to test your restoration, and you need to make sure that your drives are all safe. Second, you can use the password manager, and you can use that and multi-factor authentication in week 3. And week 4, you have to keep checking all your updates and all your passwords, and you have to keep check on this website, haveibeenpawned.com, for breaches. So once you do all of this within 4 weeks, you will be 99%. You will be in one of the 99% people who are very difficult to hack or to breach. All right. So what to do in case you get hacked? Emergency response. Number 1, stay calm. Don't panic. Right? Second, you disconnect from the internet immediately if you suspect there is a malware. And then you change your email and password across all the devices. You enable, like I said, multi-factor authentication. Check your email recovery options. Some of the hackers, they use the recovery options. And then you review your recent account activity, delete the cookies and stuff. And in the first 24 hours, you have to change all your passwords from critical accounts, because like most people, they use the same password everywhere. You need to contact your bank if there is a financial transaction happened without your knowledge. Immediately raise it. you need to run antiviruses. You need to have antivirus, run them, or immediately check for any unauthorized device account settings. Sometimes you get messages that somebody is trying to log into your account from a different location. So you need to be careful with that. So the only thing you need to do in case you're hacked is you need to act quickly, and you don't need to panic from that attack. All right, so let's move on. So like I said, ongoing activity, you always need to keep monitoring your accounts. You need to keep your credits. You need to enable your multi-factor authentication. You need to check your bank statement. Sometimes you don't even get messages from the banks when your accounts are hacked. And you need to also keep yourself updated in terms of what are the attacks happening out there, what are the techniques happening out there, and how you can prevent yourself from that. Some tools and resources, like I mentioned, we have the password managers, we have the multi-factor authentication, and we have the VPN services we can use to prevent such things. All right, so I've come to the end of it. Like I said, key takeaway today: strong passwords, multi-factor authentication, HTTPS, VPN for safe browsing, stay aware of what is happening around, use backups, and keep your softwares updated. Excellent. So now you have already got this. I have already told you what are the practices. If you implement all of this, 99% of the people, you will be safe from the 99% of the threats. Looks good. Thank you. I think I made it in time. And before we open the question and answer, Mujahid bhai, if you allow, we will have to do a quick group picture. So I would request all of you to please open your cameras and let us have a group picture, and then we will go into the question answer session. I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of things in mind, a lot of questions. So keep your questions ready and we will start firing them. Excellent. Brother Shahid, are you ready? Give us a 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. We have a lot of photos which we need to take. I mean, one by one. We'll take
Yes.
3, 4 snaps. Okay.
Sure. Let us know when you're done. Then we'll start with the question answer session.
Yeah,
I was actually planning to, since I have the email address of all, I was planning to do a security check on all the profiles, but there were too many to do.
Yeah, while Shahid bhai is arranging this photo shoot, Farhan bhai, let me take this opportunity to thank you for that incredibly insightful and impactful session. Your expertise has shed much needed light, I must say, on the complexities of cyber threats and much more importantly on the practical steps we can all take to safeguard ourselves. Because as we have seen in your activity as well, even people from cybersecurity aware background, they still have their data breached. So that shows how much careful we all need to be.
Makes sense. Nobody is protected. All you can do is enable multi-factor authentication. So even if your email address is breached, is leaked, you don't need to worry about it.
Exactly. So Shahid sir, are we done with the photo shoot activity?
Done.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for that. So yeah, I think it's time now to open the session for Q&A. I believe we have a lot of interesting questions lined up for you, Farhan bhai, from our audience, because this topic itself, a theoretical part is one thing, but people on ground and the practical things which we face and which you have highlighted in your presentation, we for sure have a lot of questions on that. So I think those who are having questions, they can raise their hand by using this option in Zoom meeting, and our co-host will allow you. Either you can post your question in the chat, or you can feel free to unmute yourself and ask it directly with Farhan. So Shahid Sahab, Azmat, we have any hands up, hands raised for questions?
Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Farhan.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you doing?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
This is Mrs. Asima Salim. I have a very naive question. You have mentioned using VPN, but to my knowledge and understanding, the KSA government has banned those are subject to use. So, what do you say on this? Thank you.
So you are talking about banning. See, like I said, you only use it when you are in the public area in order to encrypt. And if it was if it is an issue, like I said, never use public internet for any of your personal transactions, financial transactions, or personal logins, because everything in a public, not only a public internet. I will also give you an example. How many of you have used a charger in an airport or in a bus stand or a restaurant or those public places where they have these charging cables? You just plug in your phone to charge. Show me a one in the chat box very quickly. Excellent. Do you know I can use a charging cable to copy all the data from your mobile? Just a charging cable. You cannot even differentiate between it. I have one in my office. I should have bought it today to show you, but it is a cable. You plug it and it will copy all the data from your mobile. So carry your own chargers, carry your own USB sticks. Never use anything you don't know. Don't plug anything you don't know, or don't connect to any Wi-Fi you're not comfortable with in a public place.
I think she is asking about the WhatsApp call there, which is banned here in Saudi Arabia. So people using VPN app to enable that call. So she might be asking that one, Farhan bhai, not the VPN which is connecting to secure in a network, your network. VPN app is secure to network is different thing. Calling, use for calling is different thing. So can clarify with her.
Yes, I meant that only, because usually we are
I understand.
downloading VPN in our phones to make some calls, but which I never do so. But I've just
No, that is not legal. You're right. That is not
Yeah,
legal.
that is not legal. It is in US and
It
India.
is
It
not
WhatsApp call
permitted
is allowed.
in the Saudi Arabia. There is a large fine, huge fine. Those who are using VPN, it's requested, please don't install VPN for voice calling.
Clear. Let's have the question, please. Let's quickly go into Mujahid bhai, are you looking at it? Who's looking at the questions? Who to ask?
Yeah, I believe it's Shahid and Azmat. If you can just allow who is next in queue for asking questions, please.
We have few
There are no
questions on
charts.
chat box, Farhan bhai, if you can check them.
Okay, can you, because my chat box is running, I cannot hold it. If you can probably read out for me, I can answer that.
Farhan bhai, if you permit me, I had a case regarding the cyber threat. If the users don't have the questions because I'm already related to the cyber security, let them just finish that. If there is a time, then I will ask.
Okay, sure. Okay, so let me go through the chat box here. As we take pictures on mobile, all those pics and videos are being transferred to Google Photos. Though we don't post any of them on social media, will it be accessible to others or only limited to our mobile? Excellent, good question. Have you heard of a time when the iCloud was hacked and all the celebrity pictures were leaked? My golden rule is simple. Don't snap what you don't. So I would go other way around. Don't put anything online or on the internet which you cannot share with anybody. As simple as that. Keep it offline. If it is online, though it is safe, I don't say it is not safe, but why take the risk? Why put pictures which you don't want the world to see? Why put it on the internet?
I agree with you, Francois.
Excellent.
There is one question came from one of the participants saying that I got a call supposing they were from Ministry of Interior.
A very common thing. Hundreds of calls every day from MOI. You will get OTPs also from MOI. Don't fall for it. They will never send you, they will never call you, ask you for OTPs. And MOI will never call you. Tell me one person in MOI who calls people on their mobile phones. They don't.
Yeah. Just related to this, Farhan bhai, I even just want to add from my side, like I always tell this to my wife and my mother as well. When we are getting these kind of fraud calls, when you feel the person in front is trying to push you and pressurize you and create a sense of urgency, that itself is the first catch there. I believe that's what people
Exactly.
get trapped into most of the time, where our friends got impacted.
Clear. Any other questions here? I don't see questions. I see comments in the chat box. We are open to questions today, no comments. Because I am aware the time is running out, we need to close the session.
Farhan bhai, there is one question. What about the data already leaked?
What about the data already leaked? So whatever the data is leaked, it is mostly your username, password, change your password immediately. Nothing will happen. That data is useless. If it is your credit card data, close that credit card, get a new credit card, and be careful next time.
Is using secure DNS custom.
Oh, that's a very technical one. Not everybody can use this secure DNS. Not, I'll say 99% people here would not know how to do that.
Farhan bhai,
Techies,
sorry.
kindly excuse us today. Today is not a technology session.
Farhan bhai, one
Yes.
common question. Is our phone listening to us? How do we protect us from it?
Is our phone listening to us?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And how do we protect us from it?
Well, don't speak something which is dangerous.
Okay.
It is, of course, listening to you all the time. If I just know this is my phone here, not one, I have 3 phones here. If I say, okay, Google, all 3 of them are opening. See, all 3 have opened. Nothing, guys.
There's one question, Mr. Farhan. Please guide how to avoid a scam happening. A child unknowingly, what safety to be done?
Yeah, this happened with my son myself. He was playing game on my phone, and I started getting SMSs, coins of 100 reals purchase, 200 reals purchase, 300 real purchase. They keep playing and they buy coins, and your phone has your credit card details saved in them, or it is linked to your build account. And so you need to disconnect all of this. Don't save any of your credit card details or bank account details on your phones. Enter them manually. Don't be lazy. Any other questions? Shahid, I'm waiting for you.
I think we can wind it up.
Excellent, because I don't want to stretch it beyond
Yes.
the time. Thank you very much, gentlemen. You have been a nice audience, very cooperative, and let's make our cyber world safe. And I pray that none of us gets victim to any of these attacks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Farhan. While we wrap up the session, to all the audience from IAPA team, heartfelt thank you for each one of you for joining this session, dedicating your time to this crucial topic. The fact that you choose to be here today, actively engaging in learning, speaks volumes about your commitment and your intention to play a responsible role in the society. You are just not here as attendees, but you are here as responsible frontline defenders in our digital world. Thank you for your time and your dedication, as each one of us plays a vital role in building a safer digital community. While we wrap up the session, I will just want to have some announcements coming up your way, that we plan to continue the group which was dedicated on WhatsApp for this event, and we plan to engage and share some really crucial do's and don'ts on frequent basis as it comes along, because this world is rapidly changing. There might be some updates coming up, so our team and our subject matter experts will share their expertise on this WhatsApp group, and we might plan to integrate this in one of our communities going forward, so that you all stay in touch with our upcoming initiatives. And yeah, that's it, like I believe. And special thanks to Mrs. Asima Salim, the principal of Yar International School, for giving her time and for creating this culture of learning and staying awake and aware about the surroundings and the possibilities and the threats in the digital world. This topic needs more attention, and we encourage other schools to actively engage with their education staff, so that we all can join hands together and play a safer environment role in the society. Thank you, each one of you, for joining us and for being part of this initiative today. Thank you.
Mujahid, also I have shared the link for IIP membership form.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that, Saisab. Just a reminder for our audience that Shahid has shared the link for IAPA membership form, through which you can plan to join the IAPA official group for our other future initiatives which come along. For example, as we mentioned initially, we have our Readers Club launch coming up next month, and we plan to have a year-end celebration of our Indian community in January, and many other initiatives part of community work. So we're looking forward to meet you in person in such kind of offline programs as well. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you, Farhan bhai. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.